Okay, what am I going to do from Millie Memorial? As Millie is not going to get buried, she will be cremated. And it costs money to get cremation done. I'm thinking about actually just looking up some tools, see if I can find a little cremator for a cat size, something small, metre by metre, half a metre by half a metre, something like that. See if I can get a gas cremator. Less than the cost of the cremation, or not too far off it. I learned from my stepdad, some things, if you're gonna might have to do the same project again, sometimes it's best not to get someone to come in and do it. Which, here's an example. Say it costs $5,000 to get a concrete path around your house and a bit of a driveway, and the concrete you can get yourself all the materials for about $1,000, the sand and the concrete, and or less than that, about $500. Actually, it's too costly, definitely back in that day. And so you go back 20 years ago, odd. And you can get, so imagine you can get all the materials for a quarter of the price, or half the price even, or even the price, right? But I'll say the job is $5,000. You can get some polar sand, bags of lime, and concrete mix. And that's about, 500 to 1,000, depends on how many square metres you get. We'll put it down to $1,000 in this $5,000 job for the materials. And then you need machines, right, to help you do the job. Otherwise, you need a lot of labour. You can mix concrete with just a shovel or your hands if you wanted to, but it's best to have a concrete mixer if you're going to do a lot, which is a tumbler. Right? And they cost about, $500, depends if you've got second hand or not, or what you can do, up to $1,000, $1,500, depends on the sizes of them and stuff like that. So we'll say $1,000 on that. We'll go in between. So it's $2,000 for the concrete tumbler and the concrete, and then you just need some old bits of timber and stuff like that to scope out what you want, and some rebar. Rebar, depends on how much you want, is also, and where you get it from, all sorts of prices. But we'll say that's another $1,000 for the rebar, right? And the rebar is usually cheaper than the concrete. But you know what I mean. And so we'll just say that the job's $5,000, and we'll even go, it's $5,000 to get all the equipment to do the job. But if you can spare some spare time on the weekends, and you know you do, you can get the job done. But in a lot of cases, you'll see that all this stuff doesn't cost that much. Sometimes it does. Some machineries can cost some money, but when it comes to concrete and tumblers, they're not too expensive. But labour work is very expensive, right? And so what you do is you buy these things, which is what my stepdad did. He bought a tumbler and got the concrete ourselves and got the job done cheap as far as I remember, if not the same cost or not too far from there. And once you got it, then the next time you do that same job, you don't need to buy the equipment, so it becomes cheaper, right? And so if it costs the same amount, now it'll cost $1,000 cheaper, and you'll save money on each job. But when it comes to the concrete, it wouldn't be the same. We're looking at around half the cost, and the other half the cost is easily labour and having the machines, right? We've not even more than half, 65% you can get up to for having the machines and the labour to get the work done. Right? The materials themselves don't usually cost too much, definitely when it comes to gardening and building. And so when it comes to Millie, I thought I'd have a look to see if I can cremate her myself. That way, if I can get it a cremator for say $500, cost you roughly, I've heard, about $500. Then I can cremate her myself with some gas, and then be able to cremate with just a little bit of gas for pretty much nothing, you see, after that, as I'll have my own little cremator when it comes to cremating smaller animals. If it was a small thing that you took in a lot, in my case, cats, and small things only there to a dog size. I don't usually go bigger than that. Anyway, besides all that, I've had a little blow about crap. If I can't do that, I'll get a cremated course, check out those areas, and in some cases, and if it's only going to happen every now and then, you definitely go that way. That's why it's there. But if you're going to have things happen more often, then it's best to go the other way. And so, because she's getting cremated, I'm going to use this. We got this just last week. Familiar? She likes to lick water that flows. She likes to lick the tap all the time. And so we got this for Mimel, like she's been in the bathroom. But now she's passed on with a heart condition. I'm going to turn this into a memorial. Now, Millie will not be getting buried. And I've been talking about the memorials in certain ways and thieves and stuff like that. If you have memorials that can be accessed pretty easy by people walking up the path and stuff like that. It's best to make memorials be able to be fixed. And because she's not going to be buried there, I need nothing special. A park or anything like that, say that's where she's buried. She just needs a memorial of Millie. And so outside, I decided I will just go, this might end up eventually going outside, but it's like an Anne. It'll be like an Anne memorial or something to look at to remind Millie. And she'll have a little bit of her ashes with it. And you'll be able to move it around and put it wherever you want, as her ashes will be with it. It doesn't need to be at a certain spot. But she does have her family members buried and parked out already. And so to show when we go to talk about that area and she doesn't get missed out, I'm going to put a plaque, just a little metal little plaque that I've got, those little aluminium plates that you can get printed out of a cat on there. And I'm just going to put that like a love heart that I've done in the garden, maybe in a love heart shape as well around it, but I'm going to use that as a plaque for Millie, a connection with outside persons with the other burial. And she'll have this as well. So we're going to have this outside with the cats. They can use it as a water bowl, and we were saying, or we can have it around. And the cats like to come out and drink out things like this anyway. So that'll be their little connection with her. And so this is going to become her memorial piece, part of her memorial piece. This was from Wendy. Wendy, when she passed on, Emma inherited this. It used to be Wendy's. And so I'll use that. It looks good like that. Emma likes it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some crystals and stones around here, decorate it up a little bit, and I've got some molds, pussycat shapes and stuff like that to help me out and speed up things to go along, because I've got a lot of things to do and you can do things by yourself without it. It's a little bit more, as they say, professional, but I don't mind to speed things up with some molds in certain areas at the moment. You do what you need to do, and molds is a good way to display something and look nice and quickly without trying to find the right stones and all that kind of stuff. So I've got some fish molds at the moment, and I'm about to make up my own little crystal fish with fish molds. And now I've also got a paw with some wings mold coming and a cat face coming. They call it the devil cat things, but this cat that I'm getting has the third eye in it, so it's like a cat head with the third eye in it. And then they had another cat one with like devil horns. People love devil horns. I tell you, this devil thing in Hollywood a lot the last 10 years is getting a little bit more out of control in that area where we need to connect and make life, but we still look at the devil a lot, and the devil's good to have the shadow side and things are needed, and doesn't mean that you like such things, doesn't mean you are a shadow. There's people that have tattoos and can look barbaric, but they're the nicest people ever, right? It's just the way they perceive themselves visually, that's all. And you find out more by having conversations with certain people instead of always assuming. The worst things to do is to assume and judge and spread words about people and assumptions when you don't even know them, right? You can go, yeah, it could be bad, it could be good, and leave it at that, right? You make an opinion of people on the way they actually physically act and interact with the world, right? Than the way they look. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get a few more pieces coming in, and I'll make a nice little memorial here for Millie. She has a collar. We just Emma ordered a collar for her with her name and phone number and all that on. She got one not long ago with a little tag on it, so a tag one with her name and that on it, and now she's got that collar coming with it in the collar, built in with the collar thing. so she wouldn't lose the tag. And I'm going to use that for her memorial piece. So I'll let you know when it's all done and how it turns out. Have a good one and see you later.